So it's the season to be jolly. But unfortunately, I am feeling a little bit less festive and a little bit more... Yeah. Why is that, I hear you ask? Well, when you start to awaken and ask questions about the world around you, Christmas advertising and actually the world in general starts to look a little bit like this.
What's your problem?
Oh, I don't know. Is it that we collectively thought Steve Jobs was a great man, even when we knew he made billions off the backs of children? Or maybe it's that it feels like all our heroes are counterfeit. The world itself's just one big hoax. Spamming each other with our burning commentary of bullshit masquerading as insight. Our social media faking as intimacy. Or is it that we voted for this? Not with our rigged elections, but with our things, our property, our money. I'm not saying anything new. We all know why we do this, not because Hunger Games books makes us happy, but because we want to be sedated. Because it's painful not to pretend. Because we're cowards. Fuck society.
So, if you're feeling a little bit fuck society right now, here's my guide to a guilt-free Christmas.
Is this what I think it is?
Yes, it is.
So you want to surprise that special lady in your life. How about a brand new designer handbag?
And instead of the required quick slice across the throat with a sharp knife, they are generally killed through hacking and sawing with a dull blade.
Goodness. Oh my God. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. That is beautiful.
Maybe not. Or how about this stunner from American brand Matt and Nat, who are currently making waves in the fashion industry for their streamlined designs of cruelty-free handbags. What's that? A designer handbag that doesn't involve skinning animals? Now that is beautiful. Okay, so how about a brand new iPhone? And who can blame you when every new upgrade of this product elicits this kind of response?
Please say it's the iPhones. It is definitely not an iPhone. You've got an iPhone on the way. Zoe's also got an iPhone.
I got the 6 Plus S.
Yeah, so did I. Are you excited for your iPhone?
Yeah, I've never had a big one.
The big one. We both ordered the big plus
We also
one.
went for rose
Pink. I went for the space grey one, which is the same ones that I've already got. But I'm just excited for the new camera, really. That's all I want it for. I feel super, super happy and lucky that I can get one, let alone get it on the release day. And on or off, I'm like, my iPhone's here. And then, oh my gosh, look how big it is. And yes, it does. The most important thing, fit straight into my pocket, which is the best thing for me, because if it didn't fit in my pocket, we'd have some issues, really.
Now, while I don't blame Alfie or the rest of you for getting excited about the new iPhone, it does raise some serious questions about how these products are actually made.
I had never thought, ever, in a dedicated way, about how they were made. I met workers who were 14 years old. I met workers who were 13 years old. I met workers who were 12. Week after week, workers would go up onto the roofs of these buildings and throw themselves off the building.
Were there nets around the building to prevent further suicides?
There was, yes. They look a lot like the nets you would put out to catch fish. I never met anyone who'd even heard of an 8-hour shift. Everyone I talked to worked 12-hour shifts, standard, and often much longer than that. 14 hours a day, 15 hours a day. While I am in country, a worker at Foxconn dies after working a 34-hour shift.
After 12 hours here, many head home to a nearby dorm room they share with 7 other workers.
And it's not just how they're made that we should be thinking about.
I've never seen anything like the human devastation in Eastern Congo. The violence there is worse than anywhere else in the world, the deadliest conflict in the world since World War II, and the highest rates of sexual violence in the entire world. It is the most dangerous place to be a woman or a girl. And the direct connection between our consumer appetites and the violence in Eastern Congo is a result of this, your cell phone. Basically, there are 4 minerals that come from the Congo that are in every one of our electronics products. Gold and what we call the 3 Ts, tantalum, tin, and tungsten.
So what's a girl who's living in the modern world to do? I mean, we need smartphones, right, to kind of go about our daily lives, do our jobs, all that regular sort of matrix stuff. Well, I've recently discovered this brand, Fairphone. They are a brand who is completely committed to ethical working conditions and sourcing conflict-free minerals. Now, I already have a smartphone, so I'm not due for an upgrade, so I haven't actually trialed the Fairphone myself, so I can't say how it compares to the latest iPhone, for example. So, you know, if having a state-of-the-art smartphone is something that is vital to your work, and, you know, frankly, I can't really see any justification for incessant upgrades if it's not, you know, for your work. If the Fairphone simply will not do for you, there is another option. You can write or even just tweet your electronics company of choice, Samsung, Apple, because let's face it, they're all guilty of this, and demand that they start sourcing conflict-free minerals. It is possible for them to do, but they're not going to do it unless there's enough consumer demand. And we have much more power as consumers than we realise, so let's start using that power wisely. So, how about a luxury face cream for the mum who does everything? After all, she does deserve it.
Our intelligent moisturizer knows your skin's unique needs. Lines, wrinkles, and multiple signs of aging are visibly reduced. Radiance is instantly restored. Revitalizing Supreme for all women, all ages. Invented only by Estee Lauder.
No one deserves to look that good at the expense of tortured, innocent creatures. Luckily, there are plenty of cruelty-free, vegan skincare and cosmetics brands. My current favourite is the Timeless Rose Moisturiser from Eau de Lique. Or you can check out naturismo.com and you can select vegan and cruelty-free options and search from a whole range of brands that do not compromise ethics for the sake of vanity. So if you're still stuck for ethical Christmas ideas, you can't go wrong with your local antiques market. There are so many beautiful pre-loved trinkets and knickknacks out there, and you won't be contributing to mass overconsumption. And personally, I would much prefer a beautiful embroidered shawl or an antique Zippo or an Art Deco pendant any day over something mass-produced. And of course, what is Christmas without a veritable feast fit for a king? Have you put any thought into your entree? How about a nice juicy ham? Too much? Okay, what about a nice rack of lamb? Turkey's okay though, right? I mean, they're just birds. They don't really feel pain, do they?
And sick and injured turkeys left to suffer without proper veterinary care.
Sorry to break it to you guys, but they do. And even your free-range, organic, grass-fed, cruelty-free meat is not. Humane slaughter, not a thing. Doesn't exist. So here's a crazy idea. How about you consider leaving animals off your plate this Christmas? I know, but stick with me here. Every year I make this mushroom Wellington for Christmas and it gets wiped out, even by all the meat eaters in my family. And yes, I do have meat eaters in my family, so just so you know, I'm not here to make you feel like an arsehole. I don't hate you or judge you for your choices. I understand the Matrix is a fucking trap and it's not as ethical as we've been led to believe. It really isn't. So I just think that we all need to put a little bit of thought into where our food and our consumer goods come from, because our actions and our choices are not without consequence. Every pound you spend, you are voting for the kind of world that you want to live in. So this Christmas, spend your money wisely. Support small businesses who are committed to changing the paradigm of capitalism, and use your voice to pressure big companies to be leaders in corporate social responsibility. Because Christmas is not just about what's under the tree. It's also about peace and goodwill to all men and women and children. And let's please not forget the biggest victims in all of this, the animals, this Christmas. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I love you all and happy holidays. Bye-bye.